Coming up next on Virginia Outdoor Life, find out who's on the game warden's most wanted list and why. We'll meet a man who makes memories last forever and learn to make a bucktail lure yourself, guaranteed to work. Stay tuned, Virginia Outdoor Life is straight ahead.
Hello friends and welcome once again to Virginia Outdoor Life for Saturday, January the 13th. My name is Jim Hale and my buddy, once again, Eric Burnley.
How you doing? How's it going?
It's going real good.
Good,
you know?
good.
Well, I have to tell you, Captain, in case you did know this, last Saturday was the last day of deer season.
Yes, it was.
And I came up with a big goose egg this year.
Well, so did I, but fortunately my son Roger came up with two.
Did he really?
One day. Two in one day. Got a buck in the doe over on the eastern shore, so I got a freezer full of venison.
Well, he got.
You have to stop over for some chili.
Yeah, I got plenty of deer meat. You know, people have been giving me all sorts of deer
Is that right?
meat. You know,
yeah, that's all that counts. I mean,
right.
you know, that way you get the meat. You know, don't waste the shells.
Well, you know, I was sitting out there on Saturday. It started snowing. It was really cool. And this doe just came walking up on me, and I saw her, and I had a chance, and I just thought, no, you know, I'm not going to, I had a permit to shoot the doe and everything, but I just didn't do it, you know.
Well,
So
that's up to you.
plenty of meat. Yeah, it was. But, hey, we got a great story to start off here. You know, a couple weeks ago, we were out in Southampton County talking to Lanny Chitwood, the game warden out there. He said, hey, you know, when we get towards the end of the season, we want you to come back out here and do this story on our new deer we got out here, the mechanical deer. Now, before the bad weather came in, we did catch up with Lanny. And unfortunately, enforcing the hunting laws, going after the illegal hunters takes up much of Lanny's time. But now that they've got that new device that makes cracking down easier, Lanny's job is a lot easier. So we sent photographer Mike Bibbo out to Druryville to investigate this new crime-fighting tool.
We just want one battery?
Yeah.
What'd you give me two for?
The other one?
Huh?
We've got a setup here on 659 just south of Druryville. It's a decoy operation where we place, people refer to them as mechanical deer in the field, provide the opportunity for a violator to violate the law. In other words, we have problems here with people shooting deer at night, daytime, illegally on posted land, and we simply put the deer out there, and if they want to take an opportunistic move and take this animal, then we're there for the arrest.
On this particular operation this morning and on several other operations, we've had some deputy sheriffs helping us out. This morning we have Detective Covington with us with the Southampton County Sheriff's Department. These departments try to work together as far as law enforcement goes in all fields, and we appreciate having the Sheriff's Office help us out this morning.
Well, we set it up in a relatively safe manner. Our officers are on one side of the road, the decoys on the opposite side of the road, and if the shooting occurs, they generally shoot away from us. Right. It's approximately 125 misdemeanors and also about 4 to 5 felony arrests. We've seized at least 4 vehicles and I believe 39 shotguns and 2 revolvers. Most of the people that we arrest are not from Southampton. They come from the city areas like Norfolk, Portsmouth, Virginia Beach, Petersburg, Richmond, right.
I think education is catching up with them, the local people, and they know what's going on, and that's the point of this, is to educate the public that, you know, the citizens in the Commonwealth not going to tolerate it.
As far as the animals that we have acquired, our department provided us with one, and the hunt clubs in the general area here, I believe perhaps there's probably 5 clubs that donated money and bought one of these deer for us, and the approximate cost is $580 to $600. And we're very fortunate to have clubs in the area that have provided this animal and other assistance to us.
You know, I guess we should be encouraged that on that particular day, they didn't have to bust anybody.
That's right, that's right.
But, you know, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Southampton County last year, and it's a good bet this year, led the state. Over 6,000 deer killed out in Southampton County. Some of them monster bucks, as we showed you a couple of weeks ago with that 17-pointer.
It was huge.
But the thing is, unless you're on somebody's private property out there with their permission, or you're with a hunting club or something, you don't just go shooting a deer if you see a big one out there.
No, and the good thing about one point out in that story was the fact that the hunt clubs raised money to buy some of the decoy deer, and that's a real positive thing. That's a good thing. And we need to see more of that, more of the private fishing clubs too getting involved in helping out the enforcement people, because more enforcement means more game in the woods.
That's right. Those guys, as you can see, Lanny and all those guys do a great job, and hey, you know, that's what our hunting license pays for, and it's good to see them out there fighting the good fight. Time for a little outdoor news now. As you probably know, the Virginia General Assembly convenes this week. Some of the issues they're dealing with could have an effect on us outdoors people, as always. And Eric, one of the biggest things has to do with the expanded Virginia saltwater fishing license to cover the whole state. And we've talked about this before. Yes. What's going on with that?
Well, right now, nothing. No one has introduced a bill to expand the saltwater license. The gentleman that introduced the bill last year, Delegate Bloxam from the Eastern Shore, I've heard he will not reintroduce another bill until he gets support from the Virginia Beach delegation, which is basically Delegate Croshaw, who has managed to kill the expansion of the saltwater bill for the last couple of years. So I don't know that we're going to see a bill to open up saltwater license into all of Virginia saltwater, which is something that should have been done when the license was created. So, and the other thing that's going to be interesting is if they don't pass a bill to override what Delegate Taylor Murphy did 2 years ago when he put in a bill that would eliminate or actually remove from Virginia from the Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission. If somebody doesn't put a bill in to override that, Virginia will withdraw from the Atlantic States Marine Fisheries Commission and therefore not have a voice or a vote or any input at all into the only organization that makes up the regulations coast-wide for marine fishes. So those are two interesting things for recreational fishermen to keep an eye on. I don't know of anything in particular coming up as far as the Department of Game and Inland Fisheries.
Right. You can't have an impact. Let them know what you think.
That's exactly right.
All right. Hey, don't go away. Much more to come when Virginia Outdoor Life rolls on. We'll show you how to make your outdoor memories last forever and introduce you to the man who can make it happen. And welcome back. You know, with the weather as foul as it has been this past week, Virginia Outdoor Life went indoors. Yeah, we went up and met up with Joe Williams, a great guy here, Eric. Joe knows the perfect way to make a hunter or fisherman's big prize last forever.
Jim, this is my showroom that when people come in to want to have something mounted, I'll usually bring them in here and show them around, and it kind of gives them an idea of how their mount will look when it's finished, and it gives them some ideas. Well, thank you.
This is incredible. How many different types of wildlife do you have in this room right here?
I really haven't counted them, but I would say probably at least 40 different pieces here at least. I started taxidermy when I was about 14 years old. I've always loved nature and being outside, and I think God blessed me with the love for nature and just being outside and being around wildlife. And when I go out hunting or fishing, I'd bring the wildlife home, and I just love the beauty of it so much. I said it'd be nice to be able to preserve this, and I just started into taxidermy with that in mind, and it turned into basically a second job for me while I was working for the phone company.
Tell me about the public relations part of all this. There's a lot of misconceptions in taxidermy.
Well, there is, and I think one of the things that I can do for my husband is that when a husband comes in and has this wonderful catch or what he shot or had a great day killing a deer or whatever, and he wants to get it mounted, his wife comes in and she's got all these questions about, are the eyes still real? Is there meat inside? Is this going to smell? Or just what is this? And maybe I can help them through looking at our den, just realize that taxidermy can be something decorative.
Really beautiful.
Beautiful, really beautiful.
Come on in, I'll show you my shop here and just give you a little idea of what I do as a taxidermist. Let's use an example of a deer head. Somebody brings me a deer head. The first thing I'll do will be to go ahead and finish skinning it out and salt the skin down. You need to put salt on it immediately to keep it from spoiling and to help set the hair.
What is inside that deer head? Obviously the meat's not there anymore. Is it this?
This is what's inside the deer right here. And this is a rigid foam. You can actually drive nails in. Back is solid. This is a solid urethane foam form. These are glass eyes. This is for the people that wonder what you use for eyes. We use glass eyes, and they're actually just about as accurate as a real eye. There's a lot of mechanics in taxidermy that I feel like a lot of taxidermists, are good at the mechanics. But I think that one thing that sets some taxidermists apart from other ones is the fact that they're able to take this and work with it and to mold it after it's been mounted and to put shape back in and life back into it to really look like something that is really alive.
As you can see, give Joe Williams a call out in Chesapeake and he will take care of you. He is an amazing artist, really.
Yeah, exactly, an artist. They are all artists, those taxidermists that do good work.
Yeah, and Joe wanted me to stress to all you deer hunters, he said he's getting all these beautiful bucks coming in and they're knifed all to heck. People, got buckshot in the neck and he said you're coming up way too high with the knife. Slow it down, keep it down here around the breastbone, makes his work a lot easier.
Give him a big cape to work with.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, it's scrapbook time, and the book is spilling over with great pictures, so let's open it up and take a look.
First up is Lynn Harris of Norfolk. Lynn boated this beautiful striper November 16th while fishing aboard Trouble, captained by Jack Stevens.
Next up, Wayne Corbett of Zuni. He bagged this cottontail during the January '95 rabbit season. Wayne thought the rabbit's reddish color was so unusual, he had it mounted.
Next page finds from left to right, Captain Bobby Sullivan, Denny Shoup, Mickey Druitt, Jack Duncan with the big-eyed tuna, First Mate Cal, Louise Mathis, Mary Duncan, and Pete Sneed. In addition to the 180-pound big eye, they also caught 12 yellowfin tuna and 3 dolphin on a Mother's Day trip last year out of Oregon Inlet aboard Marlin Fever.
Next up, 11-year-old Clark Doherty. He's got a swan, 2 redheads, 2 gadwells, and 1 green-winged teal. He took them last month while at Williams Hunting Lodge on Knott's Island in North Carolina.
Roy Gray Jr. from Newsom shows off his 8-point buck, taken the first day of this past deer season in Southampton County. Roy said he bagged his first deer 49 years ago and now has a total of 74 deer.
On the next page, we find Bobby Lee, Jim Harris, Sam Mandelaris, and Keith McDermott. They call themselves the Portside Tog Masters, and in this picture, they've got 44 taut togs and 6 striped bass. Way to go, guys.
Kenneth Barnes of Cortland has a picture of his first big buck. It's an 11-pointer weighing in at 170 pounds. His wife, Kim, sent the picture in. She says she is very proud of Kenneth, who hunts with the Black Creek Hunt Club.
And once again, our old buddy Danny Davis of Portsmouth with a 3-pound gray trout and an 18-pound dusky shark. Danny caught him on the eastern shore aboard the boat, fishing hard. Obviously, Danny dug.
Hey, with all that bad weather we've had lately, it makes it really tough to get out and enjoy the outdoors this time of year, but that doesn't mean you have to forget about it. We never do. You can spend your time indoors getting set for when the weather breaks. And Captain Burnley, you do a lot of that.
Yeah, well, not so much as people like Kenny Taylor who'd spend most of the winter getting their tackle and their new lures and everything put together so, as you say, when the weather finally breaks, they're going to be prepared. Okay, Kenny, we're going to get started here, making some sinkers to begin with.
Yes.
First of all, why don't you give us a little explanation of your lead pot, as they call it.
Okay, the lead pot's just a Lee production pot. You buy it. This one came specifically from Lighthouse Tackle, but they're about $35 to $50 range, and that's the most expensive thing you have to buy when you start casting your own sinkers and bucktails and whatnot. That's the major expense. This right here is the Do-It, same place, Do-It sinker mold. You can buy them. Most tackle shops have them. If not, they can order them for you. Take the little sinker eye, which again, those you just buy those. Those are $5 or $6 a hundred. You put it in, Squeeze the mold shut. Stick the mold underneath the lead pot. A little lift up on the valve. Okay. And boom. In less than 30 seconds, you have a complete 12-ounce sinker ready to go. That's $3 in any tackle shop. And you made it in 10 seconds. Bucktails, what we're going to end up with is the famous Kenny Taylor bucktail.
7 cent bucktail.
7 cents. Most of that's in the hook. The hooks you buy in the hundreds, they're just mustad hooks. Any tackle shop, $7, $8 a hundred, round figures. Put it in the mold, close the mold down, stick the mold underneath the little spigot. Boom. Come on, thing, turn off. Boink, boink. Sometimes they stick. Boom. A perfect, brand new bucktail. Took less than a second to build and is ready. All you got to do is paint it. If you paint them, I never paint mine, but if you paint them and tie the hair on it. We're going to tie the bucktail now, put the bucktail hair on the head. Just pick out what you want. Cut your little piece off, kind of get it where you want it. You take your bobbin, put your little base wrap down on your bucktail, put the hair on it, wrap it around a couple times just to make sure it's there, and then you just kind of twist it out where you want it to go. Wrap it back to the flange, wrap it like that. Take your razor knife, cut off the excess. Scissors, go. Cut off your little excess threads. And boom. Time to go fishing.
All right, that's great. And Eric, one thing we want to stress here is that you got to be real safety conscious.
You got to be real safety conscious, unlike Kenny. Number one, right. You should always wear goggles. That lead is extraordinarily hot. Wear like welder's gloves, a big leather, heavy-duty gloves when you're handling that stuff. Obviously, the razor he was using to cut around the bucktail hair is very sharp. It's like any other type of project where you're working with tools and with hot metal. You've got to be extremely careful and extremely safe in a well-ventilated area because of the fumes from the melted lead.
And it is hot product time. Captain Burnley has the folding saw here, an awesome device here that you can use for about 101 different things, courtesy of the Bait Barn. And we are going to give it away to one of our lucky viewers who sent in their hot product card. I'm going to shake this crab pot up here. And let's see, the first winner is Marissa Wyatt of Waverly. All right, some more of our fans up there in Waverly. Thank you very much, Marissa, for writing in. And we've got a couple of tickets to the RV and Sports Show. I'll let you pick those, Captain. There you go.
There we go.
Just one.
A nice shot of azaleas or something.
All right.
Will Harris of, I guess it's Zuni.
Zuni, Virginia. Yeah, we got a lot of viewers at Tucker Swamp Road. Yeah, I know those folks out there.
Right.
That's where J.M. Harver lives, who was in one of our stories a week ago. Right, because I'm going out to Dallas tomorrow to head out to the National SHOT Show, all kind of great hunting products, bow hunting, gun hunting, whatever you need. So, boy, we're just getting warmed up here in 1996.
That's right. You'll come back with a lot of good information for the viewers.
Absolutely, lots of hot products. So, folks, until next week, we'll see you in the great outdoors.
Take 'em easy.